The Marvel Universe would be incomplete without the presence of these two stalwarts, whose story arcs have continued to entertain the fans for decades. Wolverine and Deadpool are two drastically different individuals, almost polar opposites, but the idea of bringing in these two together for a stellar contest is a mouth-watering prospect for every Marvel fan. Both happen to be excellent warriors and have complex personalities, which makes a final showdown between them all the more unpredictable and interesting. In this video, we will explore the potential outcome of this unique duel and also match up the two against each other.
Alright, maybe you do.
What happens when the adamantium beast meets the mercenary with a loud mouth? These two superheroes are fan favorites for a good reason. Their powers are not just unique but also second to none, and it is the fun and frolic and the dark side of these characters that make them so popular. Wolverine is revered for his amazing regenerative powers and incredible strength. His razor-sharp adamantium claws give him an edge against the most powerful opponents, and his animalistic instincts ensure that he is absolutely brutal in a fight. His claws have the ability to cut through the thick skin of Hulk, and Deadpool might find himself on the wrong side of victory if Wolverine can effectively use his claws against him. He has a lifetime of memorable battles to show for, and Deadpool might just be the perfect challenger for him. On the other hand, Deadpool, aka Wade Wilson, is an unpredictable superhero who is often an anti-hero in certain situations. He is extremely unpredictable, and he too, like Wolverine, has a supreme healing ability that makes him survive even in the most adverse situations. He happens to be a skilled martial artist and a fine swordsman, and his nature makes it impossible to guess his next move. He has a humorous approach to life and conflict, and this makes him fight quite a spectacle. So what are the chinks in their armor that can be exploited if they take each other on? Exploring the weaknesses of Wolverine and Deadpool. If there's something that the superhero universes of DC and Marvel have taught us, it is that even the strongest and mightiest of superheroes and supervillains have weaknesses. Wolverine might seem like he is invincible, but there are certain weaknesses that can be exploited in a fight against him. He is susceptible to adamantium poisoning, and he can also be vulnerable to mental attacks against him. This might just be the opportunity that someone like Deadpool needs to win it against him. Meanwhile, Deadpool's unpredictability is his strength and also a great weakness. His chaotic and unstable mental state can mean that he is prone to taking wrong decisions at crucial moments, which can make him lose the bout altogether. He is also vulnerable to certain chemicals and curses, and this too can be exploited by Wolverine against him. One might suggest that putting a specialized collar on him to nullify his mutant abilities might play a key role, but it would be quite a task to accomplish this feat. It grows back entire body parts, and even the most serious injuries are eventually fixed. It might not be a wise decision to fight someone with such powers in the first place. Deadpool 3 photo has sparked interest about a contest between the two. The idea has always been a hot topic for debate, but there has been a recent spark that reignited the prospect. The recently released Deadpool 3 photo has kept the fans guessing about a potential fight between Deadpool and Wolverine. And wouldn't it be absolutely marvelous if the superheroes played by Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman actually clashed against each other? It has been unofficially revealed through several leaked photos from the sets that our two are locking horns, and it is only a matter of time before we find out who steals the show this time around. Besides, it might end up being a classic case of two rivals finally teaming up in order to fight a greater evil. What happened when the two clashed in the X-Men Origins Wolverine comics? Wolverine and Deadpool have had some memorable fights in the comics, and the fans are already aware of the outcome there. During this particular story arc, Deadpool was hired as a mercenary to assassinate Wolverine, and the two made us realize what actually happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. However, Wolverine did prove to be slightly stronger than Deadpool, even though the end result of the fight usually ended in a stalemate because of the incredible healing abilities of the two. In fact, Wolverine even decapitated Deadpool on one occasion, and Wade Wilson recovered from this fatal blow only because of his incredible regeneration powers. There have been other instances where Deadpool was up against a slightly weakened Wolverine, and in his slowed healing ability state, Deadpool ended up stabbing him through his heart and lungs. He also outsmarted Wolverine by shooting him with tranquilizer darts and won the fight even after being beaten into submission. One of the most engaging encounters was probably when Wolverine sliced Deadpool up like chopped onions for soup. The decapitation, however, steals the show, and it probably is the most well-known outcome in their comic book encounters. Who would win if the two fight a no-holds-barred contest? Irrespective of how the final outcome of the fight turned out to be, there is no doubt that both Wolverine and Deadpool are capable of beating each other on a good day. While Wolverine got the upper hand in the contest that we just discussed, he did have an unfair advantage. Logan was assisted by his half-brother Victor Creed or Sabretooth, and the outcome could have gone very differently in a one-on-one fight. Deadpool deals with aging way better than Wolverine does, and in a timeless conflict, the odds will be stacked against Wolverine. Besides, if Deadpool manages to corner Wolverine in a situation without his healing factor, it could be game over for the stylish superhero. That being said, Wolverine and his Berserker Rage avatar is simply too powerful for just about anyone. If he gets a hold of Deadpool and unleashes his brute force, there might be very little that the skilled mercenary can do. As we've already discussed, both their healing abilities are next level, which does indicate that the final result of the battle might still be a draw. They can temporarily stall each other's advances, but there doesn't seem to be a clear victor in sight. Both Wolverine and Deadpool have a different fighting style as well, which makes for an interesting contest that might be great to watch for the viewers. Wolverine is disciplined and a complete contrast to Deadpool's more chaotic and unpredictable energy. It will eventually be an explosive clash of tactics and power, and what better could the fans even ask for? Wolverine has a lot more experience and wisdom in comparison to Deadpool, and this might help him in analyzing the situation better. His long stint with the X-Men has exposed him to some terrific training exercises, and Deadpool might fall a little short on the experience front. How does the backup situation look like for them? You might be the most powerful superhero, but when the going gets tough, you'll still need some allies. Wolverine has his hands full when it comes to support during such situations, and being a core member of the X-Men team certainly has its advantages. He will have the support of the likes of Jean Grey, Rogue, Storm, Cyclops, and the others. Deadpool might have allies, but he doesn't enjoy the same level of loyal support. He has fought alongside Captain America, but it is unlikely that Cap will come to his aid because he isn't exactly his favorite. He does have a friendship with Colossus, but his loyalties might come into question when his opponent is Wolverine. Cable can end up being an ally that he can count on, but Wolverine will probably get much more support in a real-world situation. It is not too often that we get to see these two superheroes fighting each other, and it is always exciting to find out who would win a bout. However, it is important to note that someone like Wolverine or Deadpool have also fought alongside each other on multiple occasions in the comic books. Their ultimate goal will naturally be to take down forces of evil, and it will be equally entertaining to see them fight together as well. Do let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this fascinating encounter, and also tell us what you think would have been the outcome of such a situation.